Cain?
Yes, indeed.
You've changed since you bowed out of the race.
Well, it's been hard, you know. I really had a long time to sit and discuss what it was I wanted to do. And I know exactly what I want to do, but it will not be what I do not want to do because that is entirely my doing.
Now, you clearly haven't lost your great way of explaining things, so...
Thank you. I appreciate your comment, though your comment does not need appreciation. However, if it did, I would have appreciated it.
Mr. Cain, you're nothing short of articulate.
Well, I am.
Are you looking forward to today's meeting with Howard?
Absolutely. You know, Howard Stern understands me, and I will have a chance to present myself and my case to the entire American public, because they will understand that I know that they know that we both know what needs to be known.
And we now know that.
Yes.
Do you want to bring Herman Cain in right now, sit him down? Do you want to talk to him for a minute, or do you feel comfortable? We gave him the lines. I should have told him, you know...
I would sit him down.
Okay.
Right now, and
maybe you just want to make him feel, you know.
Yeah.
He's also Billy Crystal. Should you need Billy Crystal?
By the way, I think we should sit him on the couch. You know what I was thinking? We should probably sit him down on the couch, and then after his segment, I think we should be done, maybe. Unless I say to you.
Well, if it goes well, my feeling was if it went really well, I'd almost take him out and maybe bring him back later. If you felt it went really strong.
Okay. I'm not sure. You know, I got to see how it goes.
It's Robert. Robert is his name. Hey, Robert. This is
Hey, Robert. How you doing, man?
Morning, nice to see you.
Good to see you. It's not fun.
You know what? When someone drops out of a campaign race and you put a lot of money and heart and soul into it, you know what?
It's not fun.
You know.
You know.
We're going to give you these, but I'm going to adjust your microphone.
Yeah, I like it loud.
Well, right here is your...
Thanks.
You can go as loud as you want. I do it till my ears bleed.
Is that good?
Yeah.
You know, so, hey, Robert, we wrote a bunch of lines to help you sort of, you know, but you use them.
Yeah.
You know, we thought these were funny.
It's right here.
Your
mic is right here.
That's my mic here, yeah?
Yeah. Can I throw you? I'll help you adjust when you get back.
Thanks,
So,
man.
we thought these were funny. You can, you know,
Sure.
have fun with them.
Did you want to start in around Robin or foreign policy or just over extra?
We can go with. I'll interview you about Rob, and I'll ask you about foreign policy. You just
Yeah,
go
whatever you are.
and then also you can just bring stuff up, you know.
No, I'll just go with you. I always just watch the conductor.
Herman Cain stopping by. You know, this guy Herman Cain, to me, out of all these Republicans, he's the most fascinating of all time. And I'll tell you why. His story should be made into a movie, for my opinion. He's the greatest because here's a guy. You got to remember, Herman Cain. I mean, nobody knew who he was. This guy's never served in any office. He was a pizza guy. And he decides to run for president. Now, why did he decide to run for president?
His life was going too well.
His life was going great. He wrote a book. The guy wrote a book. This is the way it really went down. He wrote a book, and he said, you know...
How do I promote this thing?
Donald Trump was the first one to do this. He wrote his first book, and his PR guy said to him, run for president. And he was like, I don't want to be president. He goes, no, if you run for president, the book will sell. And this book sold a billion copies. It really put Donald on the map. Mm-hmm. And so Herman Cain from the same playbook said, look, nobody gives a fuck about me, but I'll show up at some of these early Republican debates. I know I'm not going to win. I know I'm not going to matter. And nobody knows who I am. And quite frankly, I don't even know what I'm talking about.
But it's free publicity.
Yeah. You know, it's like when I ran for governor. It was fun. It was a fun stunt. And I got freaked out when I started winning. The polls had me going up over...
You had the same reaction, Herman Cain? Oh,
yes,
no.
Yes, this is why I know about this. I was up to 23%, and all of a sudden they're demanding to see... Like, they wanted me to open my books. I was like, what?
Wait a minute.
I'm not going to be the governor. I'm going to resign after 3 days. So Herman Cain decides he's going to promote his book. So he starts going on these Republican debates and this and that. Now, the field of Republicans evidently is so bad. I mean, this Mitt Romney can't get anybody to be for him because he's a moderate. And to win the Republican nomination, you've got to be a lunatic, you know. So all of a sudden, no one likes any of these candidates. And Herman Cain somehow becomes attractive to a lot of these Tea Party guys. I don't know what they wanted to prove, but they wanted to prove that they were for Herman Cain. And all of a sudden now he's like, oh, shit. I'm the front runner. They start looking into this guy. And before you know it, he fucked up his whole scene. He was getting chicks. He had girls. He was harassing people, allegedly. I mean, it is fantastic what was going on with this guy. He had obscurity. He had money. And now his book promotion went completely fucking baba flooey, if you know what I mean.
Well, just imagine having to go home.
Oh, now he's got to go face his wife. Nobody was looking into this guy. Yeah, he want to go fuck around. Don't worry about it. Nobody knows who you are. You know, when you're anonymous, nobody ever finds out you're fucking around unless they hire a private eye or some shit. The wife was happy. He was happy. He had a book. He was a CEO. No, it wasn't good enough. Listen, that shit will backfire on you. He never expected in his wildest dreams to be the front runner for the Republican nomination for the presidency of the United States. Even he was probably like, what the hell are these people doing? You know what it reminds me of? Remember the movie The Producers where,
Yeah, they wanted a bomb.
They wanted a bomb of a play. So they wrote Springtime for Hitler in Germany, and they said, we have to have the play bomb. It's a tax write-off. The play becomes a hit, and they're ruined. This is the same story as Herman Cain. I'm going to make it into a musical. I'm going out to promote my book. All of a sudden, I'm another schnook. It'll be fantastic. It's The Producers. The guy just wanted to promote a book. Gee whiz. Well, anyway, he's going to be in today. Sort of.
Yeah, but you'd have thought that he'd have headed for the hills long before it got this bad. He just kept staying there.
Because he was going to be president. He couldn't believe it.
Oh,
he goes, holy mackerel, someone's listening to me. I mean, what the hell? It's a crazy story, that Herman Cain story. It's the greatest story ever of all time. This guy comes out of nowhere. Not only that, he's never served in an office. He's never done a thing. He was a pizza guy, pizzeria.
He was the head of the restaurant association.
Yes, the head of pizza.
And I told you what he was behind when he was head of the restaurant association.
Yeah.
I couldn't have waited for the general election just because of his background.
Right.
He was for smoking in restaurants.
Yes, he was. That's
and
true.
For being able to drink more and drive.
Right. That's a stance. Well, there's a guy you could really get behind if you're a bum. So the whole thing went nuts on him, and now he's got to deal with his wife and the distrust, and it's.
I don't know if he has kids, but it's going to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
The public scrutiny is nothing.
Hey, so I'm honored today to introduce to you a man who almost was the Republican nominee, Herman Cain. How are you?
Thank you so much for having me in today, Howard, and allowing me to present myself and my case to the American people. And may I say, good morning, Ophelia.
Don't look over here.
I said to Robin this morning. I know you like Robin. We got your message.
I love Robin.
Yeah, but you say you don't sexually harass.
I do not sexually harass her. I have never sexually harassed her in my life. But Howard, I've never made a pizza pie as beautiful as Robin over there. I wish I was one of your toppings.
I bet you do.
I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, well, listen, you get online. You can go after him. You can contact the National Restaurant Association.
Yes.
I'll tell you, I was saying to Robin, your story is amazing because I really, you are a guy who wrote a book and you got it in your head that you're going to go and run for president. I think it was a book promotion. I don't think you ever expected to actually be the front runner.
I did not.
Yeah, and then suddenly you're the front runner, and everyone starts looking into you. He never in a million years thought he'd be the front runner, and then all piled on him, and they exposed all these women and all that.
Well, I was surprised myself because, I did not really have any women at all, Howard. I can't believe that people are accusing me of having extramarital affairs. Howard, I didn't do some of the things that I have been accused of. I did some of the things that I have been accused of, but the things that you think I didn't do.
Right.
The things that I did do, Howard, I was not accused of.
All right, well, there you go.
He wasn't accused. What did you do?
Well, what happened was, I walked into politics, pulled down my pants, and said, "Here is the Black Caucus."
Well, you are a fascinating man. You were asked about foreign policy and things like this.
And you said it wasn't important to know the names.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I mean, that was crazy.
No, it's like this. We as Americans, Howard, we have got to address our national debt.
Right.
We owe so much money to Hungary.
Yes.
Hungary?
Is it, what? It's not Hungary?
No.
Oh. Well, that might explain my drop in the poll.
Now, your drop in the poll was because of the women, and the women coming forward, people lost faith in you.
Speaking of dropping the poll,
Yeah.
I'd like to drop my poll in Ophelia.
Ophelia.
Let's keep our mind on the issue.
You like Robin's middle name, right?
I love Ophelia because the word feel is right in it. And I would like to feel ya, Ophelia. Howard, you just keep on talking. I want to fuck Robin a little more.
Well, now you're really letting your pants down since you've.
But he never sexually harassed anyone.
That's right. Well, you are a good man. Let's bring in John Lieberman now with the headlines, and we'll get back to you, Mr. Cain.
I will wait patiently here for my next opportunity to address my public.
All right, John Lieberman, by the way, making an appearance on the wrap-up show yesterday. John, you're a newsman. This is Herman Cain.
What a pleasure.
Mr. Cain, nice to meet you.
Yes, sir, and you.
What was, you were the CEO of Godfather Pizza, right?
I was the CEO of Godfather Pizza.
Did you learn anything being the CEO of Godfather Pizza?
Well, I'll tell you the truth. I learned that I'm best off keeping my mouth shut.
Right. and then things run well.
Well, everything went wrong at Godfather Pizza. Not so much there, but at the National Restaurant Association.
Yes.
I don't know, man. It all went wrong. I was harassing the Wendy's girl.
Yes. Allegedly.
I put my hand up her skirt, and I felt both her double burger.
Now, John, you were on the wrap-up show yesterday arguing with Benji. Did you hear any of the wrap-up show yesterday?
No.
It was remarkable. And, you know, really, I'm laying off the Benji story. I mean, you guys can do what you want, but I've had it. I don't think Benji's being honest. I don't know what's going on there. I don't know if he's sleeping with this girl or if he isn't, but it's getting crazy. And then, yes, John.
Well, let me tell you this. We were laying off the Benji story as well. But when I see a tweet at 8:03 a.m. while you, Howard, are in the middle of interviewing Chuck Zito, when I see a tweet come from Benji's Twitter that is trying to sell his single or have people download his single on iTunes, I feel responsible to confront him about why are you tweeting during the show.
Well, you know, it's weird. I'll tell you this. While I was doing the show yesterday and we were talking to Chuck Zito, somebody slipped me a note here. One of the guys, I don't remember who, said that, hey, Benji is tweeting during the interview.
Oh.
And, you know, it crossed my mind that, gee, Benji's working for me right now. He shouldn't be tweeting. He should be concentrating on the show.
And his money comes from this show, not his music career.
Not from the single. The single is not going to generate anything.
Yeah, that's not how that happens.
No one will buy it. No one's going to buy that on iTunes. So all of a sudden I started to kind of get sucked in, and I was going to go, okay. I'm going to yell at Benji now about tweeting. And then I just said, I'm not going to distract from the show. We're doing a great interview with Chuck Zito.
Chuck Zito doesn't deserve to be interrupted by that nonsense.
So I ignored it, and even though I was going to address it, I didn't. But then you addressed it on the wrap-up show, and Benji went berserk. But you were 100% right, John. The fact is that when someone because Benji was saying, I didn't tweet, I assume it was my girlfriend who tweeted, he gave his girlfriend his Twitter account. And so I basically said, well,
why go ballistic? That's a simple explanation.
Right, but it's reasonable for anyone to assume
and ask a question
that if it's your Twitter account, you're tweeting.
Yeah.
There are really two issues here. The first issue is when I confronted Benji in the hallway and asked him about this tweet, Benji first he ignored me and closed the bathroom door. Then when he came out, he wouldn't address the questions. He started singing the song and everything like that. Some staffers have
I had the lyrics written down.
Look, he's eating healthy. That's a good thing.
Thanks, man.
Benji, some staffers have said it's disrespectful to be tweeting during a Howard interview.
Who said that?
Jason Kaplan, for one.
Yeah, who else said that?
Do you feel it's disrespectful to be tweeting during the show?
Wait, I got no.
Okay. Then 2.5 hours later on the wrap-up show, Benji has now had time to think about, come up with an articulate response, and his response was, I didn't tweet it. It was my girlfriend who I gave my password to. But as Howard said, Benji's 80,000 followers believe whoever tweeted it, they believe whatever is coming from Benji's Twitter is from Benji.
Well, it's the same thing. Like Ashton Kutcher said he's turning his Twitter account over to a PR firm or something. And yes, technically they're tweeting, but it's still him. He's still responsible for what comes out of there.
That's not the issue.
Yeah, what's
the issue is you guys are basically accusing me of stealing from you, stealing time. Right.
Well, why wouldn't we assume that you're tweeting during the show?
Howard, I have no problem.
So explain, like Robin said. So then just turn to somebody and say, "I'm not tweeting. My girlfriend is doing it."
I was angry that before I was asked,
and also John is saying, while you say your girlfriend was tweeting, he doesn't necessarily accept that. He's going to go investigate to see whether you were tweeting or not.
Well, before he throws out those accusations, he should find out if it's true or not.
Go ahead.
No, well, here's one thing that I really feel about Benji, and I like Benji.
Right.
But I feel like Benji wants the attention, but then doesn't want to be held accountable.
Right.
So he's angry when I'm at the elevator to see what time he gets here to work. He's angry when I ask him questions, and my question,
You're
Benji...
assuming I'm
my question,
about,
let me finish. My question, Benji...
A tweet came out of your Twitter account.
That's fine.
So he asked you, did you tweet?
But before he asked me, he was asking Jason and other people in the office heard.
Well, why shouldn't he assume that it's your Twitter account? You're giving people.
And if you hear the question I asked, Benji, the question was, a tweet came from Benji's account at 8:03. Your reaction, and I did my due diligence to know that it was your actual Twitter account. @Bronk is your account, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So I was asking, and then I asked you. All you had to say in the hallway was, Lieberman, listen, Elisa did it. She tweeted it, and then the story either changes or goes away. But instead of addressing it head on, you start singing the song. I don't want to hear the song. I want an answer.
You were putting it out that I stole from the show, and I didn't like that.
Did I said that?
He never said
What did I say?
Well, I'll have to get all the tapes.
He never said that.
I'll have to get all the tapes.
Get all the tapes.
Wait,
get every single tape.
Yes. Howard, if I Twittered during the show, it's basically, if you're not supposed to, it's basically stealing your time.
But he never said that. You're saying that.
I have one more point.
Then why,
and this is why it's reasonable to assume.
Are you tweeting during the show? It's either yes or no.
Before he asked me, he was putting it out there. You're
just kooky. You're denying something that is ridiculous.
Because it's not that big of a deal. But if it is a big deal, then that's not the way a story like that should be done.
Can I say something? When you say John was putting it out there, we received dozens of emails and tweets telling us. So John followed up on that. So John was among many inquiring about it.
But before other people were...
And why do you want your girlfriend advertising the song for iTunes?
It's both our songs.
Yeah, but I mean, do you really think someone's going to buy the iTunes, that shit? And what?
Well, first,
are you doing it for charity or are you doing it for your profit?
Doing it for my profit.
Wow. You really think someone's going to buy that song?
Yeah.
Come on. Dude, you're better than that. That song's a goof. It's not a good song.
I think it's a great song.
It's a horrible song.
Well, it's a piece of art.
Have you heard this song, Mr. Cain?
You know, I have not, but this does lead me to a perfect policy point of mine, Howard.
Yes.
We need to educate our young people and make them smart so they can realize how stupid they are.
Right. You did make a lot of sense in that.
You're making a point.
Yeah.
999.
Right. That's your policy.
Yeah, that went away pretty fast.
What happened to 999?
999 went bye.
Right. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate.
It's gone. But I have a very important question for Benji.
Yes.
What does your girlfriend look like anyway?
She's very hot.
Very beautiful.
Is she hot?
Big
you would definitely harass her.
Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
Hang on. I got to make myself comfortable.
Now, getting back to this. Yes, John.
This is just my last question for Benji, and then I'm over it. And this is really the key here. Benji, 11 days ago, did you tweet from your Twitter account during a break here in the studio?
Yes, and I said I did.
Thank you. So one can reasonably assume then that it's not a wild assumption that Benji would be tweeting at 8:03 yesterday from his own account.
Why do you give your girlfriend your access to your account? Like, I don't get that. I mean, why are you doing that?
We were just having fun.
Why can't she tweet on her account?
She does.
Oh. And then she gets on your account and says, don't forget to buy the song?
Yeah.
Has anyone bought the song? Be honest.
I don't know.
I say no.
I'm sure people have. I would bet
People could have had by accident.
But isn't it
hit the wrong
available?
thing.
You think people by accident?
Isn't it available on YouTube?
On YouTube?
But Howard, every song is available on YouTube.
I see.
That's not how it works.
So why would they from iTunes?
Then you can download it on your phone. You can download
get
it
a
on
pristine
Oh,
copy.
God, have that on your phone?
Because you want the
Benji would be the perfect candidate for Mr. Cain to consult with because he doesn't want to answer anything. He just stays on his own talking points.
That's right.
If I may ask.
Yes.
What's with all the tannin spray on Benji?
Yeah.
That blotchy cracker is darker than my dick.
It's so true. I mean, no offense, the song's horrible, and it's...
I think it's a beautiful...
I met a girl on J-Day, was looking for another playmate, but this may be my beshert, my fate. She's making me wait, and it hurts.
Yeah, beshert.
My beshert? What is that, like a dessert? That was like the Blumpkin pie I had with Miss Beautiful Ophelia.
My beshert. It's Yiddish theater.
Is that Yiddish?
Yeah.
It's a pain in my tuchus.
Right.
I met a girl on J-Day, was looking for another playmate, but this may be my beshert, my fate. She's making me wait, and it hurts. I know you're tight,
I think the girlfriend.
no right.
Wow.
I think the girlfriend.
Spend hours a day talking about things that we hate and we like.
It's even making me flaccid.
We're always on Skype. Nothing gets in the way.
You're flaccid right now, Mr. Cain?
Right now, man. That song, it just took it right out of me.
Right.
I couldn't if I had to.
I love hearing your voice and what you have to say. I don't know what I'm
You had to hear the arguing going on the wrap-up show. It was really quite extraordinary.
Over this.
Over this, yeah. It was John Lieberman and Benji, and they were just going berserk.
Greg, you're on the wrap-up show.
Hey, guys, I love the Chuck Zito interview, but I didn't know if anybody noticed, but Benjali actually sent out a tweet during the Chuck Zito interview promoting his single on iTunes.
Wow.
Yeah, no, that did come up.